For over 1,000 years, life here has revolved around the sea. Winters are dark, summers are endless daylight, and storms can cut this village off for days at a time. You won't stumble across it. You have to come looking, across long, narrow roads that weave between jagged peaks and over bridges that vanish into the mist. This is Rain, far above the Arctic Circle, in Norway's Lofoten Islands, a place that looks like a painting, but has been shaped by some of the harshest weather on Earth. Those who live here say the sea gives and the sea takes. Every family has its stories of storms survived and loved ones lost. And Raina is just the beginning. Across Norway, there are villages so hidden, even Norwegians don't know they exist. Places where the old world still lives, if you know where to look. In this video, we'll explore Norway's most hidden villages, places even many Norwegians don't know exist. These are not the tourist spots you've seen in brochures. They're remote, mysterious, and in some cases, nearly impossible to reach. From Arctic islands with no cars to valleys where the mountains block the sun for months, these are Norway's best-kept secrets. Let's begin. Nestled between towering fjord cliffs, Undredal is so small, many maps barely notice it. Yet here, life moves to the rhythm of the water and the bells of goats. With fewer than 100 residents, Undredal is reached only by a narrow winding road or boat. The surrounding mountains feel like guardians, keeping the village hidden from the world. Undredal holds Norway's smallest stave church, built in 1147. Just 40 seats, carved from local wood, whispering centuries of prayers, carried on the salty breeze from the fjord. This village has more goats than people. Undredal's creamy brown goat cheese, or geitost, is made by hand here, a tradition untouched by the passing centuries. At dusk, the only sounds are the soft lapping of water and distant goat bells. Time feels suspended, as if the world beyond the mountains simply doesn't exist. At dusk, the only sounds are the soft lapping of water and distant goat bells. Time feels suspended, as if the world beyond the mountains simply doesn't exist. Nærøyfjord isn't just a fjord, it's a whisper from the Ice Age. Narrow, deep, and framed by sheer cliffs, it feels like the world forgot to move on. Stretching only 250 meters across at its narrowest, Nærøyfjord is one of the most dramatic fjords in Norway, a UNESCO World Heritage Site carved by ancient glaciers. Mist curls over emerald waters as waterfalls tumble from towering peaks. Villages like Baka dot the shoreline, their wooden homes clinging to land as if afraid to slip away. Legends say trolls once walked these cliffs, frozen into stone when caught by the sun. Standing here, you could almost believe they're still watching. No road hugs the entire fjord. To truly see Nærøyfjord, you must take to the water, by kayak, ferry, or winter boat, where silence feels like a language. At dusk, the water mirrors the mountains in impossible stillness. You leave with more than photos. You leave with the sense you've touched something eternal. Tucked deep in a valley where mountains cradle the fjords, lies Lærdalsøyri, a Norwegian village seemingly frozen in time, where cobbled streets and wooden houses whisper stories from centuries past. Here, over 160 perfectly preserved wooden buildings from the 18th and 19th centuries line the streets, their weathered walls echoing with memories of merchants, fishermen, and travelers who once called this place home. The air feels different here, slower, softer, as if time bends to protect its heritage. Every corner reveals intricate carvings, pastel facades, and lantern-lit doorways, inviting you into another era. At night, mist drifts from the nearby Lærdal River, curling between rooftops like a protective veil. It's easy to imagine wandering souls still walking here, unseen but ever present. The village is a living museum, yet far from the tourist chaos. Many Norwegians have never stepped foot here, leaving its secrets to those willing to travel beyond the obvious. Tucked between towering cliffs and the icy embrace of the Norwegian Sea lies Nusfjord, a fishing village so timeless, it feels like you've stepped into a painting no artist could improve. Its crimson and golden rawbure, traditional fishermen's cabins line the waterfront, their wooden walls whispering stories of storms, survival, and the lives shaped by the unforgiving Arctic winds. Once thriving on cod fishing, Nusfjord is now one of Norway's best preserved fishing villages, protected like a living museum, yet still breathing with the rhythm of the sea. Here, the salt in the air tastes older than memory, and the creak of the docks under your feet feels like a heartbeat, steady, quiet, eternal. Few Norwegians have wandered here, and fewer still have lingered long enough to hear Nusfjord's secrets. But if you stay, the village will speak, and you'll never be the same. At the very end of Norway's longest fjord lies Skjolden, a quiet village cradled by towering peaks, where time slows and the air tastes like untouched centuries. Surrounded by shimmering waters and cascading waterfalls, Skjolden feels like a doorway to another world, a place where nature's power and peace exist in perfect, fragile harmony. Here, locals say the mountains are alive, whispering to the wind. Every echo, every ripple on the fjord tells stories older than any human memory could hold. Once home to philosopher Ludwig Wittgenstein, Skjolden inspired his deepest reflections. He came seeking silence and found a wilderness so pure it could change the way you see life. Beyond the village, winding roads lead to ancient glaciers, hidden trails, and valleys painted in colors only the Arctic light can create. Blues, greens, and golds that feel otherworldly. Few travelers venture this far, but those who do say Skjolden is not a place you simply visit. It's a place that stays with you long after you've left. Floating like a dream on the edge of the Arctic, Henningsvær is not just a fishing village, it's a living canvas, painted with ocean blues and mountain shadows. The village rests across tiny islands, connected by slender bridges that feel almost suspended in mid-air, offering breathtaking views of the surrounding fjords and snow-capped peaks. Once a bustling fishing hub, Henningsvær's charm lies in its blend of tradition and artistry, where weathered fishing huts stand beside contemporary galleries and cafes glowing with warmth. Its harbor tells stories of centuries-old cod fishing, of storms braved and winters endured, each boat rocking gently like a heartbeat in Norway's coastal soul. Above, the midnight sun in summer paints the village in gold. In winter, the northern lights waltz silently over its rooftops, as though blessing it with magic. Henningsvær is more than a destination. It's a whisper from Norway's past, wrapped in the colors of the present. A secret that even many Norwegians have yet to discover. At the very edge of the Lofoten archipelago lies a village so small, it's named with a single letter, O. Beyond it, there is nothing but the endless Norwegian sea. Here, wooden rawbur cabins cling to rocky shores, their red paint bright against deep blue waters. The air carries the scent of salt, seaweed, and centuries-old fishing traditions. Life in O is slow, unhurried. Locals still dry cod on wooden racks, just as their ancestors did, while seabirds wheel overhead in a sky that never seems to darken. In winter, the northern lights spill across the night like green fire. In summer, the midnight sun turns the horizon into an endless glow, blurring the line between day and dream. There are no malls here, no neon lights, only the hum of the ocean, the whisper of wind, and the feeling you've reached the final page of a forgotten story. O isn't just a place, it's a threshold. Stand here and you'll understand why the map ends, but the journey doesn't. Some destinations you don't leave, they stay within you. Once, Nyksund was a ghost town, its fishing docks silent, its homes abandoned to the wind. Today, it's a hauntingly beautiful village reborn, perched where Arctic seas crash against rugged cliffs. In the mid-20th century, the cod stopped coming, and so did the people. Nyksund faded into memory, its colorful wooden houses slowly surrendering to the salt and snow. Then, in the 1980s, artists and dreamers arrived. They saw not decay, but possibility, a chance to turn forgotten emptiness into a living, breathing canvas of culture and creativity. Now, galleries glow with warm light in the endless polar night. Cafes serve fresh seafood, while the northern lights dance above, painting the frozen harbor in green and violet fire. Nyksund is still remote, reached by winding Arctic roads that vanish in winter storms. But for those who make the journey, it feels like stepping into another world entirely. Nestled between towering fjords and emerald slopes, Aurlandsvangen feels like a painting come alive. A place so serene, you half expect time itself to pause and admire it. Here, Norway's ancient beauty whispers through the cold breeze, carrying scents of pine and salt water. It's a village where mountains guard the land, and the fjord reflects heaven's blues. The village is the gateway to the majestic Aurlandsfjord, a branch of the world-famous Nærøyfjord. Yet, it remains untouched by heavy tourism, quietly existing in nature's grand embrace. Every narrow lane is lined with traditional Norwegian homes, their colors bright against the silver water. Life here moves with the sun, and silence holds more meaning than words. It's not just a place, it's a feeling. Aurlandsvangen captures the soul, wrapping you in a quiet beauty most will never know exists, even in their own country. Carved by glaciers over thousands of years, Fjord is Norway's crown jewel, a 15-kilometer stretch of emerald water, sheer cliffs, and cascading waterfalls that seem to fall from the sky. From its shimmering surface, towering walls of rock rise like silent guardians. Each is draped with green in summer, cloaked in white in winter, a living masterpiece painted by nature's hand. Legends whisper that trolls once roamed here, frozen into stone when the sun rose. Locals say their shadows linger, hidden in the folds of the mountains and mist. Waterfalls like the Seven Sisters and the Suter plunge hundreds of meters, their spray drifting like silver lace. Each has its own story, told for centuries in hushed voices. Tiny farms cling impossibly to the mountainsides, reachable only by footpaths or boat. These families once lived in near complete isolation, their lives shaped by the moods of the fjord. Golden wooden cabins cling to a tiny island, their reflections shimmering on emerald waters. This is Sakrisøy, a fishing village so small you could walk across it in minutes. Surrounded by jagged granite peaks, Sakrisøy feels almost unreal. The colors here, gold, turquoise, and deep ocean blue, change with every cloud, as if the island paints itself anew each hour. For centuries, this was a place of fishermen and their families, surviving on cod pulled from Arctic waters. The sea fed them, shaped them, and sometimes took them. In winter, the village is bathed in the soft glow of polar night. In summer, the midnight sun turns the waters to liquid gold, blurring the line between day and dream. Today, Sakrisøy welcomes travelers, yet it has kept its soul. The råbuer, old fishermen's cabins, still stand, their weathered wood whispering stories of storms, loss, and resilience. Under the pale Arctic light, Hamnøy appears, crimson fishermen's cabins, clinging to rocky shores, embraced by towering peaks. Here, time moves slower, as if the world has forgotten to turn. This is one of Norway's oldest fishing villages, settled in the 1800s. Generations have cast their nets into these icy waters, their lives shaped by the sea's unpredictable grace. In winter, snow crowns the mountains, and the northern lights dance across the sky. In summer, the midnight sun paints the horizon gold, never letting darkness settle. The red cabins, or råbuer, once housed fishermen during harsh cod seasons. Today they welcome travelers, offering the same view that's inspired paintings, postcards, and countless whispered promises. Every tide brings a different mood, mist rolling in from the sea, waves breaking gently on the rocks, gulls calling in the crisp, salt-laden air. Hamnøy lives to nature's rhythm. Few places in the world feel both remote and intimate. Hamnøy is a reminder that beauty often hides at the edges, where land surrenders to sea in quiet surrender. Urke sits quietly on the edge of Nærøyfjord, where towering peaks plunge into deep waters. Time feels slower here, and every ripple carries whispers of a Norway few have ever seen. This village, with barely 100 souls, hides among the Sunnmøre Alps. Mist lingers over emerald slopes, while wooden homes stand as sentinels to centuries of seabound survival. Legends say the mountains around Urke were once giants, frozen mid-battle. Whether myth or truth, their shadow gives the fjord an otherworldly presence, something both humbling and unforgettable. Here, the rhythm of life follows the tide. Fishing boats drift out at dawn, returning with the day's catch, as seabirds trace endless circles in the cold northern sky. Urke is not marked by grand monuments, but by moments, soft light through the clouds, the call of distant gulls, and the feeling you've stepped into a place untouched by time. On Norway's wild western coast lies Kalvåg, a fishing village where the ocean's whispers meet the mountain's silence, painting a timeless portrait of life between land and sea. Here, red and yellow boathouses cling to the water's edge, their reflections shimmering like echoes of centuries past, when every tide carried both promise and peril. Kalvåg once thrived as a bustling herring port, drawing traders from distant shores. The sea gave wealth, but also demanded respect, a bond unbroken by time or modern tides. Generations here speak the language of the waves. Each knot tied, each net cast, carries the quiet knowledge that life in Kalvåg is measured by the rhythm of the sea. Beyond the harbour, narrow inlets wind like veins through emerald shores. This is a place where nature hides her treasures in still waters and forgotten coves. Many pass through Norway's coast without ever hearing Kalvåg's name. But those who find it find more than a village. They find the soul of the sea itself. Nestled deep in the heart of Norway's fjord country, Flåm lies cradled by towering cliffs and emerald waters, a tiny village that feels like the edge of the world. The Aurlandsvangen stretches before it, silent and endless, its icy depths reflecting snow-tipped mountains. Here, water is not just scenery, it is the road, the lifeline, the storyteller. For centuries, travelers have arrived here by boat, their journeys ending in wonder. Flåm was once unreachable by road, a place whispered about but rarely seen. Beyond the tourist pier, hidden hamlets rest along the shore. Wooden houses cling to the mountainside, their painted walls fading under wind, rain, and the weight of countless winters. The Flåm Railway climbs from sea level to high mountain plateaus in under an hour, a feat of engineering and a moving window into Norway's most inaccessible landscapes. At dusk, mist gathers over the fjord, softening every line. In that quiet, Flåm feels untouched by time, a secret held between mountains and water, waiting to be found. Carved by ancient glaciers, Pulpit Rock rises 604 meters above Nusfjord, its flat plateau a natural stage. Here, Norway's wild beauty whispers through wind and water, summoning travelers from every corner. The journey begins deep in Stavanger's forests, winding along rugged trails. Each step climbs through silence, broken only by rushing streams and distant echoes, drawing you closer to a view beyond imagination. As the trees thin, sheer cliffs emerge. The fjord's silver ribbon glimmers below, framed by mountains worn by time. The air shifts, colder, cleaner, carrying the scent of stone and salt. At the summit, the world falls away. Beneath your feet, a dizzying drop. Ahead, endless fjord waters stretch into cloud and light, untouched, eternal, a horizon that swallows thought. We began this journey chasing whispers, places untouched by time, hidden between mountains and sea. Along the way, we found more than villages. We found stories, carved deep into Norway's soul. From fjord-edge hamlets to wind-battered islands, each place carried its own rhythm. A fisherman's laughter, a church bell at dusk, the silence of snow settling on an empty street. And yet, even after 40 minutes, Norway's secrets remain endless. The map hides more than it reveals, and the greatest treasures often wait where the roads don't reach.